I would like to mention that as I come on here to record, it is currently Christmas Day as I am recording. I don't know when this video will be uploaded or what day it will be when you get on here to watch it or see it, but I do also just want to share a few things as I get on today. And one thing I want to show you all is this Highland cow that I made out of mahogany. And there were quite a few ways as to how this went. I had some pieces of cow's teeth that I had purchased online a few years ago, and they were just the right shape for making the horns, so I decided to make the pattern in a way that I could carve it out and drill holes in the top to put the little teeth in as horns. That worked out just fine. It turned out that, the way that the wood kind of broke out a little bit at the top, I had to use some sawdust and super glue to fill those cracks in, and then it just got to the point where that made a little too much contrast in the color, so I used a little dark brown acrylic to make up the little tuft at the top of the head and use it for the nose and use it for the tuft of the tail, just to kind of measure it all out, and a rotary tool to make in the little eyes and the nose. So that's how that's coming along. I am going to do a little piece of work on that right now. I am going to sort of like do what I usually do, where I've put the initials and the year and the wood on there, kinda sorta use a little super glue to cover the label and kinda get it a little bit more outspread. So you all, if you've watched these videos before, you know about the little labels that say I choose charity over bitterness on them. That's my common quote for my work, and a quote I often like to use for things. And how it all comes out, I say, is just the quote that I use. And you'll see an earlier video on here, or even see, maybe if you look on my Etsy store, just all the means by which I do it. I mentioned in the last video I uploaded that I had COVID, and I will say that's gotten better. I've been back to crafting the past few days, and it has gone well for me. I guess I probably must have a variant that's not so severe or doesn't last as long, or else I must be among those who just bounces back quickly. Like I bounce back quickly from surgeries and things like that when I have them. So I mean, I just kind of probably have a lot of strength in me to do a whole lot more things than you all know. And I'd say for one thing is it's going to come down to I finally got it really shined on there. And there's going to be a little more extra work to come along to this. Got to put another layer of glue on there just to kind of make it so it's a little bit more laminated, and that way when it goes to soak in the oil, the label doesn't come off. And so this is just one thing that I needed to do today while I was at it. And do want to kind of show you all a few things that I've received as gifts this morning. I will tell you first of all that I received, I tell you, I probably put it away somewhere, but I received an Amazon gift card from my sister. If there's anything I could be doing with that, but I do want to show you all a few books that I got. This is a Marine Carving Handbook. There were quite a few patriotic things I saw in here, and when I saw it advertised online and decided I wanted the book. So, I'd say that I support veterans and all, so that's kind of one reason it was good to try to learn how to do some patriotic carving if I could find some good pattern for that, which I'd say of course I did. I got this book about carving the blue jay, some of you all have seen the pictures of the cardinals I've carved out of a certain book, and there is a certain book I have where, you know, that pattern for the cardinals came out of. This one is of a blue jay, and it's of, I'd say, almost quite a similar shape to the cardinal, and that's one thing I'm going to show you. And what you'll see here is I've got this book about carving birds of prey. Birds are real popular. Birds are something that a lot of people want to buy in a carving, so I just tried my best to try to find birds to carve and ways to do it and things that'll be essential to. And if you see this bald eagle in here, this especially was something I was wanting to carve. I'm an American, so, you know, bald eagle is the national bird, the national emblem bird, so I wanted to carve some of those to try to have at some upcoming events. I'll mention as well that there's a little lamp I got here. Saw a link for it and decided I wanted it, so it is one where there's this little dinosaur head like this, and as you see, it kind of has a dinosaur's head and a dinosaur's body. It kind of has the two front limbs and the tail and the two back legs, and sort of make it so it can kind of stand in any way. And so this is going to be good in the shop. I'm going to have that. It came with its own Allen wrenches, which there could have been any need for. There could be something I'm going to figure out when I read the instructions to find out about what those are for. And I will state it also came with a little adapter like this, because this is going to be something it's going to need as well, and it's going to be among the things that are going to sit in my shop for some work and for some use. And I say a little time and effort that goes into all we do. I say, oh, this kind of work is just my day. And I'll tell you that we've got things that are hopefully getting a little bit better at my regular job as well. I've got a few days off from that because school's out, so I don't have to go there. And there's quite a few blanks I've sawn out lately, and we'll show you a little more of those sometime around. I can get around to showing you some sheep that I have carved out. But one thing that I did with that same chestnut wood when I got the same scraps was, that's something I'll show you as soon as I put this box up. I sort of took those and with something left over out of them came up with the scraps that were of a good shape from which to carve some mountain goats. I have drawn in little lines for them where they are going to be carved, and then when I was at it, one of those little sheep I was trying to carve out of a ewe and a couple of lambs. This was kind of like a ewe with lambs rather than a shepherd with lambs like you've seen before, but one of them there kind of came out in the wrong shape. It didn't get sawn out right, so it's kind of being made into an Italian sheepdog. There was another name for this sheepdog. I'd have to look it up again to find out exactly what it was, Parapagos or something like that. Don't remember exactly the name. And then I'd kind of trace it along and drew out a pattern for another one, because I like to make my things in twos. And there's just little more ways I hope to come along things, hope to get a little more work done in the coming year in 2023. And do want to say that it's been a wonderful year, except for, you know, it's been these last few days with COVID and all, but it all just kind of worked out better. And Do want to show you, last but not least, that I've made a couple more denim pocket pillows, and these are ones like some of the ones that were of faces, of which there are those I've already sold, and decided to kind of keep these along. And I even marked down prices on them at my shows so they sell a little more. And there's just a little extra work that I plan to make over the next few weeks, next years, and sometime or another, I hope to come on here with some of those little pockets, painted pockets I have left that are like emoji pillows, and come on here and show you how I sew them and how I stuff them. They will probably already be painted for all we know. So that's what I wanted to come on here and say today. Hope you are well. Hope you're enjoying your Christmas, and happy holidays.